Oh, hello. I'm comedian Kevin Hyder. You know, the Northwest has always had its own unique sound, whether it's music, performance art, and yes, even its stand-up comedy. People's Republic of Komedy is dedicated to the best comedy the Northwest has to offer. Let's take a look.
This is the comedy Coke mirror I brought. It's 90s size. Here's the thing, we're out of Coke in the green room, so if anybody has any they'd like to donate, I'm just gonna keep it over here.
My brain has been affected by the drug experimentation I did in my 20s. Thank you. I tried marijuana, that's pot, mushrooms, acid, ecstasy, cocaine. It was a hell of a night. I'm actually still at that party in a parallel universe. It was a lot of drugs.
I think a great prank that Osama bin Ladin can pull, because he loves pranks, stay with me. A great prank he could do is in his next video to the world, just at the very end, like right before he does the video, he just grabs a random phone book in a random city, in a random state, and at the very end of his next video thing, oh yes, and one more thing. We just want to thank you, Michael Williams of 34 Crescent Avenue, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 0374, for what you did for all of us. I mean, we drank a lot last night. Guys behind the camera, like, their thumbs up for you, buddy.
Ma'am, you're gonna love this joke. You're gonna love this joke. Listen up, you're gonna love it. I was in this restaurant the other day and this woman sitting at the table next to me sneezed. So of course I turned to her and I said, "Bless you." She looks back at me and she goes, "You know what? I prefer Gazunheit." And I felt really bad because I had to explain to her that Gazunheit is a German word and it's way less effective because of what they did.
A lot of people don't know this, but I actually grew up in Utah. I was raised Mormon. This Sunday, Gordon B. Hinckley, the president of the Mormon Church, passed away at the ripe old age of 97. We were robbed. We had a lot more of that. And although I'm not Mormon anymore, I do sort of feel like maybe a Hogwarts dropout would feel when he found out that Dumbledore died.
You guys, I was recently in Edinburgh, Scotland. Some of you might have known that. And I climbed a bluff on the side of town, and it was called Arthur's Seat, as in King Arthur. And it's a beautiful view of the city, because the city is like classical. It looks like a castle still. The whole city kind of looks like medieval, like dragons could show up at any minute. And I'm climbing to the top of this mountain, and I turn around, and it's a beautiful sunset, and all of a sudden I hear a loud explosion. In Glasgow, the airport near there, had been attacked. A guy tried to drive his truck into the checkage, like the checking area, and he just blew himself up. And so I was like, shit, terrorism. I thought it was a terrorist attack, and I waited a couple seconds, like panicking, and all of a sudden it was like, boom, colors. It was fireworks. That is the greatest turn of events that can ever happen to you. When you think you're about to enter 9/11-2, or 773 as they call it over there.
I saw this herpes pill commercial the other day for Valtrex, and it said something along the lines of the following. A recent study shows that up to 70% of people with genital herpes contracted it from a partner who was showing no symptoms. All right, that's a huge number, 70%. But can we take a look at the 30% of people with genital herpes who got it from a partner who was fucking showing symptoms of fucking herpes? Like, how desperate are you that you're just diving into like some open sores around? Like, tell me that's acne. Tell me that's acne and I'm in. Were you eating Cheetos with your vagina earlier? Because that's... No, honey, those are shaved bush. You didn't even shave, all right? That is a full bush. And those are sores. Like, what kind of drunken conversation are you having with a bottle of rum at the end of a night that makes sense to you? You're like, fuck you, Captain Morgan, I'm not doing this. And he's like, yar, 2 more swigs and she's golden.
Isn't that perfect? So I get my horse name and I'm all set up and I walk up to the counter and I realize I don't have any more cash in my pocket because I just spent it all just getting into the horse racing track. But then at that moment, the universe handed me a golden gift. Because I remembered that I had an envelope full of money that said the words rent in big letters in my pocket right up here, right? So I swear to God, I walk up to the counter, this totally sort of devastated look on my face, and I pull out an envelope and make sure that she can see that it says rent on it. And I pull $60 out of the envelope, and with a totally defeated voice I say, $60 on Ain't That the Way Love Goes, please.
I used to be a paramedic, toughest part of that job, losing someone on the table. When we could confirm that they were dead, we would pour Pabst all over their bodies. That was only when there was no other way to bring them back to life. Interesting fact, when returning to life via Pabst, you return with an extensive knowledge of local indie bands.
So my dad's like, don't send email. And it got me thinking, with all the advances in technology, what are my kids going to be giving me shit about when I'm 60, right? It's called time travel, Dad. Look into it. It's called teleportation, Dad. Just do it, you fucking idiot. You caveman. Do you think the cavemen had that problem? It's called fire, Mom. Look into it. You don't have to eat shit as it runs past you anymore. Just slap it on this. It's called words, Dad. I can't understand your grunting.
I went to the place near the thing where the stuff is, you know. Looking for work. And they invited me to discuss my strengths and weaknesses. I said, my strength, honesty. For my weakness, I'm gonna go with tendency to drink heavily at lunch and come back with a bad case of the shits. Then crabs. They hired me.
Wow, wasn't that something? Well, if you'd like People's Republic of Comedy to perform at your next function, please contact us at www.peoplesrepublicofcomedy.com. That's www.peoplesrepublicofcomedy.com.